The United States is a settler state. This is when immigrants enter into the territory and make it their own, compared to immigrants who assimilate into their new home's laws and customs.
This situation is not unique to the United States. The same dynamic is found in Israeli settlers displacing Palestinians, the Spanish conquest of indigenous lands in Guatemala, and the forced assimilation of the Uyghurs in China.
In all of these cases, the settler state status has led to aggressive and malicious attempts to eliminate or forcefully assimilate the indigenous population. Today in the United States, the settler state dynamic continues to manifest itself by pushing out unwanted populations through the militarization of borders and the criminalization of migration. These tactics correlate with the increasing wealth gap and will only be further exacerbated by climate change. The massive influx in funding is what allows the current militarization. Prisons are being converted into large-scale detention centers that are trapping migrants en masse, with more than 50,000 people held in ICE facilities, 20,000 held in Customs and Border Protection facilities, and more than 11,000 children in the custody of the Department of Health and Human Services, according to The Atlantic. This imprisonment of individuals and families at the border has also criminalized the action of migration. Asylum laws state that migrants escaping conflict should qualify as refugees and receive a protection status upon arrival, but this is not the reality. Attempting to migrate to the U.S. means nearly guaranteed imprisonment in a detention facility with limited freedom and poor access to healthcare, education, and proper conditions for children. As military forces at the borders control unwanted populations, police officers around the country are on a similar track with their control over populations in poverty. The book Policing the Planet: Why the Policing Crisis Led to Black Lives Matter explains that as police take on zero-tolerance crime policies, they can drive out unwanted populations from a community. With zero-tolerance policing, officers use stop and search, a key tactic of zero-tolerance policing that enables them to target impoverished and minority populations. The world's environmental status will only increase migration and the othering of populations. Global climate change is promoting migration as people become climate refugees and flee areas plagued by flooding, agricultural insecurity, drought, extreme weather patterns, and unpredictable crop markets. Climate-related migration is worldwide, affecting the United States and Israel as settler states, as well as sending migrants out of Central America. Still, it creates an especially unjust dynamic in the United States, where they will likely continue to turn away migrants who are fleeing the impact of a crisis that the U.S. is largely to blame for. The concept of a settler state and the mentality and actions that result from it have always been and will continue to be dangerous and discriminatory. Hopefully, as movements such as Black Lives Matter grow in strength and support, this dynamic will shift. HSP supports indigenous peoples to live on their land, in their community, and with their culture. We are committed to reconciling these political processes and peacefully reuniting people to move towards a better future together.